Are we on? Are we on? Good morning, everyone. Here we are on Monday morning in the Facebook Live Monday Morning Cooking Club kitchen, and we're really excited to be here. I hope we've got sound this week because, you know, last week we had that little technical glitch. So we'll try to have a smooth session this morning. We've got a new videographer today joining us. Say hi.
Hi.
There's Jessie.
Hello.
Yeah, she's brought along a whole crew with her to help us make some delicious things. So today we are talking lots of things. We're going to try to get it done in half an hour so we won't keep you too long. Talking heirloom recipes, talking Yom Kippur fast and what we're going to eat when it's over, and cooking a couple of things for our book after the next book. So lots going on, trying to get through as much as we can. So let's see how the girls are going. I just want the girls to say hi, Jax.
Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to the live and live. Very alive, we're very alive this morning, I can tell. Anyway.
Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Marilyn, in case you don't know, and Jax is hilarious.
I'm having a struggling morning. Anyway, I'll ease into it with my little...
As long as, I've just got to say, you know, I just hope that everyone, all of us, have no poppy seeds in our teeth. Because for those of you who are following my Insta stories yesterday, I spent my Sunday baking the most delicious poppy seed brioche. Jess is going to show you it. And what happens when you eat poppy seeds is that you've got to get the dental floss out afterwards because you just get a mouth full of poppy seeds. So just shout out a comment if there's anybody who can see a poppy seed. Anyway, so today we're going to show you one thing which is really special to me. So I grew up eating a dish called egg and onion, which is my family's favourite thing. If you go to my family home in Melbourne, they're going to have egg and onion every single Friday night. If you go to my sister's, my sister-in-law, or my place on a Friday night, we're going to have egg and onion. That's just how it rolls. So I thought I would show you quickly how we make it. Shall we do that now? What do you reckon, girls?
Do it.
Yeah.
Take a vote.
Marilyn's going to be checking the comments so that if anyone's out there chatting with us, we can answer and we can you know, see what you've got to say. Okay.
I'm just saying.
It's good that we've got sound. Jess is going to work on keeping the phone still so that we can not make you all seasick today. That's our aim as well. So let's talk egg and onions quickly and then we'll get on to some other stuff. So egg and onion, I use the ratio of 1 to 4. So you have 8 eggs, use 2 onions. If you really love it oniony, add another onion and it doesn't matter. So I've boiled 8 eggs, and the boiling actually is really important because you don't want to overboil, because you know when you get the grey ring around the yolk, that means you've overboiled it. You don't want to underboil it because then you can't grate them. So 8 eggs boiled for about 8 minutes from boiling, and I've got 2 onions which Jack's finely chopped this morning, and I've cooked them in oil, fried them till they're really, really golden. You can see they're really golden. So a couple of them are really dark, which is how we like it. And then it's a matter of grating the eggs. And they've got to be done by hand. Don't do this in a machine. Horse grater, egg. Special way to do it. Come in close, Jess. So you need to put the egg, when it gets close, in the palm of your hand and literally just squish it with the palm. So it's like that against the thing. That way you don't end up with bits of knuckle in your egg and onion, which is not really palatable. So this is it. So I'm going to grate all the eggs and then we'll come back to me in a second, and maybe you can go over to Jax and see what she's doing.
Jackie, what are you doing today?
Okay, Jess, well you may ask. I'm making mock bulkas, and they're called mock because there's 2 ingredients that we swap over. So instead of yeast and butter, we swap over for baking powder and margarine. So that means that anyone who's cooking a kosher meal can use this as their dessert if they're cooking with meat. And it also means that you've got a very quick method because you've got no yeast. You don't have to wait till it rises. So I've got 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. I've sifted that together in my bowl and added to it a beaten egg with a little bit more orange juice to make half a cup, and made a nice dough. Got a very well floured bench top, and now I'm flouring my rolling pin as I go to make sure that it doesn't stick to the dough. And that's where I'm up to.
We've got lots of comments already.
Right.
Yeah. So, hi Esther, good morning. Good morning, Esther.
Hi Esther, thanks for tuning in again.
Thanks for tuning in. Esther's one of our fans and we love her. Lynn, who normally cooks with us, couldn't be here today and she's tuned in, so thanks for working from home, Lynn. Judy Wilkenfeld, hi. Hi Judy. Rami, some guy called Rami. Oh my goodness, there's Rami. He's just loitering.
He's tuning in and watching.
Loitering around, waiting for tasters.
I've got to tell you something. I actually think that Rami wants to join the Monday morning cooking club.
Should we ask him?
I've been waiting. I've got some great recipes.
That's it. So, guys, whoever is out there, and we've got no idea who's out there, please get in touch and say hi. I'm holding the phone waiting for your comments. Lisa's waiting to answer anything that I can't answer. Get in touch.
Yeah, and remember, because this is Facebook, for us to make this online cooking community great, we need your help and we need you to like it, we need you to share it with your own Facebook friends, and the more you do that, the better it is for all of us in our community, because we'd love to keep doing this and we'd love to build our audience. So please ask us questions, anything you've got to want to know about cooking, preferably about cooking, because that's really what we can help you with today. But you know what, ask us anything. Just try. So let's get back to the egg and onion. So I've grated the egg and onion by hand, as I said, with the coarse grater, and they're in the bowl. And now I'm going to add the onions. And you don't really need to add all the oil straight away. Just add, just try to get the onions out without the oil. So I'm going to put all the onions in. Many people make this and they call it egg dip or egg salad, and they use mayonnaise. And our family has just never ever done it with mayonnaise. It's just not what we've done. Ours is simple. Eggs, oil and onion, and that's it, and seasoning. The most important part is, of course, the seasoning, and it does need a lot of salt, okay? So salt, lots of pepper. And the best way to mix it, I have to say, is with your hand. So you sort of squish it together, mix it around. I mean, the smell is amazing. I wish you could actually smell this. You guys can come and taste it if you like. Do you eat this? It's really yum. So this is it. That's it. It's pretty much done now. And what I need to do is mix it really well. I'm squishing it and mixing it, squishing it and mixing it. I'm going to get a spoon because...
No, I'll get you the spoon. I'm just coming right under the camera. I'll get you a spoon because your hands are a bit eggy.
Thank you. Oh, she got me a little tasting spoon. I like that.
I was actually getting tasting spoons for our random sample audience.
Oh, wow.
They're a bit random.
I've been very generous with the salt. Perhaps too generous. Come and taste, guys. See what you think.
I'm going to be honest.
Oh,
I do? Okay.
hang on. Can I taste too?
Yeah.
Can I be a random sample
Yeah.
audience member? Jack, do you want?
No, I'm good.
Amazing. Absolutely delicious.
And Tori?
It's good when it's warm.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
good
is.
fresh.
It's yummy. Here, you try it.
Okay, so that's it. That's the egg and onion. It's good, isn't it? And when you make it, let's say for a dinner and you make it, I wouldn't make it before 4 o'clock in the afternoon because you don't really want to refrigerate it if you can help it. What you want to do is leave it in a bowl with some Glad wrap, plastic wrap on top of it till you're ready to serve it. And that's it. Great with crackers, great with challah, great on the weekend. We love it. So that's the egg and onion. It's done.
It could well be that our active discussion, aka argument
Why don't you
of the
go?
day. Yeah, hi Jess. Our active argument of the day might be whether we use mayonnaise or just oil. We've had someone write and say they use mayonnaise. So thanks Judy. We've worked out that Judy uses mayo. Let us know. Get in touch. Let us know which one you've tried and which one you like.
And meanwhile, on the mock bulkers, I've now softened the butter and spread it across the dough, and done the same with apricot jam. So that's ready to be rolled. I'm hoping I've floured my bench well enough so that when I roll, it will actually come away from the bench, which it is. And you can see that that's rolling quite nicely. That was lucky. And then I'm going to cut each one in about 2 centimetre pieces. I'm just going to cut the ends off so that it makes it nice and neat. Then I'm going to add to the ones that I've already done. They are
They look really good actually.
they're so cute. Look at those little mock bulkers. Look at those.
This is so yum. I need to have some more. It's so delicious.
and we've sprayed the muffin.
Really
They
good.
look great.
They look cute, don't
Don't
they?
they look fabulous?
Forgot to put sultanas in these ones.
Oh, good. Some people don't like sultanas.
Yeah, I think
There
it's
are
good. Yeah.
Except for special friends who don't like sultanas, like my dear darling father-in-law who doesn't
Okay,
like sultanas.
okay.
Can I take some home for him?
Yes, you
You
are very
can.
welcome.
Okay, Jess.
Say
I just-
hi to Nana. She just joined.
Oh, my mum? Oh, my mum Paula just joined. Hey, mum. Nice to see you worked out how to use it. I'm really happy that you're on and joining us. Now, I just want to say one more thing about heirloom recipes. So, for me, recipes remind me of, I think for everybody, recipes remind you of family members not with you anymore, of meals long ago. You know, we get emails all the time from people who say they've just opened our book and have read a recipe and it's taken them right back to somewhere, and we love that recipes do that. So there's one recipe in my life called Ulynik. I don't even think it's a proper word. And Meryl and I were talking about it on, on ABC the other day. We were on with Chris Barth. And we were talking about Ulynik and what a special thing it is. And what it is, it's basically a slab potato rosti, or a hash brown in a slab. So I've made it this morning because I want to show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven, because it is unbelievable. This is made with grated potato, grated onion, a bit of flour, lots and lots of salt and pepper, and it's cooked in a big pan with hot oil in it. And it is so delicious, and we serve it at all the festivals and all the holidays in our house, and we love it. And it comes from my grandmother. So my mother's mother taught it to my mother, who taught it to me, and that's what heirloom recipes are all about. You know, I don't think the recipe was written down till we put it in our book, and now it's written down forever. So we're excited about that. So let's go over to the oven and have a look at what it looks like.
Just a quick question from Judy Wilkenfield.
Yeah.
Do you spray the silicon muffin pan?
You know what, Jude? We had a debate about whether to spray it, and we did in the end. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I baked a kuglof, which we might have a sneak peek at on the weekend to try our recipe, in a silicone kuglof tin, and I sprayed it.
Okay, Jess, so come and look at the oven here. This is so good.
Getting a bit hot. A bit
Bit of
steamy.
steaming.
It's gonna...
Yeah, the camera's now melted. The phone is now melted. There we are. That's great. Hi, Lorianne. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you think it looks amazing. Really nice to see you there. So remember, everybody, we are on Facebook Live, and if you want to help us continue this amazing cooking community that we are building week by week, please remember to like us, and share it with all your friends, because that really helps us. So let's go over now to, we're going to put these in the oven.
And we're just waiting for the oven to be on.
Are you on 200? That's very hot.
That's
Don't you think it's too hot? No, I know, but the recipe says 200. Jess?
200 for 15 minutes. 200 for 15 minutes. And when cool, make an icing.
Maybe you need
That's
it
very
to pop
hot
them,
for
to make them
yeah,
really
for dough, isn't it?
blossom.
Yeah, but you agree it's not big. It's a
very
high
hot.
temperature for dough.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll follow the recipe.
Anyway, Jess, over here. Hi. I just want to say hi to Lynn, who's joined us. Hi, Lynn. Want to let you know the salmon pastrami's in the fridge. It's looking gorgeous. Looking forward to breaking the fast.
Okay, so
And Elizabeth and Mum think you look at home and comfortable in this role.
happy to hear that. Thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying watching our Facebook Live. We're the Monday Morning Cooking Club, and it is in fact Monday morning, and we are in fact cooking. And today we are alive and live in the kitchen.
Now,
Okay.
is that right? That's 200 now?
Yep, let's go. So we can put this
10
in.
years, and I'm starting to know the oven.
Okay, so
On
in
the
the
shelf?
oven, yeah. So that's going in the oven.
Your mum is so proud.
Hey, Mum. Okay, so let's go to see what Marilyn's cooking today.
So I'm making something really, for me, exciting, because about 10 years ago I was in Jerusalem visiting some people, some friends, hi my brother, and for the first time in my life I tasted tahina ice cream, and now we've been given a recipe to try out, and it looks so simple, and I can't wait to see when it's frozen if it tastes as great as what I had over there. So it is a cup of milk, a cup of cream, and a cup of condensed, well, the recipe, oddly enough, said between a half a cup and 1 cup of condensed milk.
But since there's no other sugar in the recipe, I've gone for the whole cup because otherwise I think it's going to be really savoury tasting. So that's condensed milk, which I just love, and I could probably drink it straight from the can. It's one of my favourite flavours. And this is the raw tahina paste, which some people call tahini as opposed to tahina. Okay, so
We've
that
actually had
goes
many
in.
debates about that
Yeah.
with recipe editors about what to call tahini in a recipe. And we've always stuck really firmly with the fact that when you make a dip out of it, you call it, I'm going to get it wrong now, tahini.
Tahina.
The dip is tahina and the raw dip is tahini. So in our mind, tahini is raw sesame paste, pure, and tahina is the dip or the dressing you make out of it.
Okay, so I'm just mixing it up. And the recipe says to put it in an ice cream churn, but dum 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 dum, we don't have one, if you can believe it, in our amazing kitchen. So I'm going to do the cheap's way and put it in a plastic container in the freezer for a couple of hours and then throw it in the food processor to break up the ice crystals. And if we do that 2 or 3 times, it's going to work. It'll turn into ice cream. And a teaspoon of vanilla. And that's the mixture done. Completely done. How easy is that? Lovely. That's it, Jess.
Amazing.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you
put
for
it-
showing us.
Oh, it's nothing.
I think your videoing prowess is proving to be beyond what we expected, Jess.
Wow.
Well
Let's
done.
take a vote from those watching. What do you guys think of my videoing skills?
Okay, so I think this is... Tell me what you think of this. Do you think this is ready yet? Don't get too close, remember the steam. So you can see how unevenly I put it in the tin because you can see that's thicker and that's thinner. So I think
I vote darker.
darker too. So let's put it in.
Flip the tray around
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah. So this is going to go back in, probably for another 10 minutes, and then we'll see how it looks.
2 people have said Jess is doing
Thanks,
a great
Maddie
job.
and Esther, for your support.
Okay, so a really interesting thing happened to me yesterday when I was walking my dog. I bumped into some friends I knew, a girl who is a fantastic cook who I know well, and she's of South African heritage. And she said to me, "Are you making bulkas, as in cinnamon buns?" And I said, no, I'm not. She said, "Well, what are you breaking the fast with?" And I said, "Well, we're Ashkenazi Jews and we break the fast with honey cake. That's what we've always done." She said, "Well, I'm Ashkenazi too." And so we had this whole debate about who breaks the fast with what and why. And I had assumed that all Ashkenazi Jews, like myself, so Jews mainly from Eastern Europe, broke the fast with honey cake because that's what my family did. She says that they always do it, her family, with cinnamon buns or bulkas. And I sort of have assumed since living in Sydney and meeting lots of South Africans who do break the fast with bulkas that it's a particularly South African thing. So what I want to do is ask everyone out there who's listening, now live or over the next few days when you watch it, what do you break the fast with? If you do fast on Yom Kippur, what do you break the fast with? Honey cake or bulkas or something else? Let's put it out there for a big survey and see what the answer is. I mean, I like this. So this is my honey cake. By I mean the Monday Morning Cooking Club honey cake from, Jax, would you show us where it's from?
You're in
From
my
our,
way.
sorry, from our first book.
Oh,
So
look
this
at
is,
this. Hang on, look at this.
oh, that looks gorgeous.
I whisked it a little bit to make sure that there weren't any bits of tahina.
Yeah.
Tahini. I got it wrong myself for a change. I'm
Yeah.
pretty pedantic about that stuff.
Okay, so this is the recipe, Gina's Hair Raising Honey Cake, which comes from our book, our first book, which Jax will close and show you the front cover of.
See how close the photo resembles the actual
Wow.
product. That's what we're proud of.
So this is the cake, and I want to show you how...
Smell it.
Smell it. Smells
If
so
only
good.
Esther Frankel's vision was right and we could smell through the video.
So do you want to show the front cover of the book, Jack? So that's our book. If you haven't seen that or you haven't got that, that's one you need to grab because it has all these recipes.
Well
And you'll
used.
see me featured on a couple pages in that book.
Okay, so while we were... No, you're actually in the other book, Jess. You're in The Feast Goes On. While we were baking on the weekend, this is what we were baking on the weekend actually. So for those who watched Insta Stories, this is the poppy seed brioche that I made on Sunday. And I've got to say, I thought maybe my swirling was not good, but I'm actually not. What do you think? That's actually not too bad.
Your swirling is perfectly positioned.
Would you like it any different? I don't know. What do you think?
You could have it a bit more irregular, but I like that it sort of fits in exactly. I think it's good.
Mm.
And also, I think...
Very hard to keep the videographer on the job, actually, I've got to say. What are you eating, the egg and onion? Yeah, I know. I know, it's good. Rummy can't keep away from the egg and onion, which is a good sign.
Very good.
So Donna, thanks for tuning in. Donna says that she breaks the fast on bulkas, sponge cake and cheesecake. Cheesecake sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things. And they're South Africans. We've always done it on honey cake, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Probably because it keeps so well. So Mum would bake one for Rosh Hashanah and just keep a little bit over
Yeah,
for Yom Kippur.
that's what most people do, actually.
It just keeps
Yeah.
so well.
And this is another cake that Marilyn baked on the weekend. And do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Nadia, who gave me a recipe 25 years ago for a cake called Old Faithful. And I've been talking to the girls about it forever. And Nadia and I have just reconnected. Hi, Nadia. And she told me how her mum turns Old Faithful into a kuglof. And so I made it last weekend and I brought it in for the girls to taste.
And I just wanted to say, for those that don't actually know, this is a type of bread, am I right?
Yeah, it's brioche.
It's brioche. So it's not supposed to be like a cake. It is supposed to be a bread with poppy seeds through it, which actually was delicious. I was surprised. I thought that I might not like it, but I found it to be quite moist and quite delicious.
Okay, I need to shout out, here's a very unusual breaking of the fast. Thanks for getting in touch, Eliza. No honey cake, no cheesecake, no bulkas. Last year we broke the fast on scrambled eggs and mushrooms.
It's quite funny because every year, I think every family who fasts and then eats a lot afterwards will understand what I'm about to say. Every year we all vow, next year I'm just going to break it on tea and cake, right? Year comes, fast, sit down, 4-course meal, plus cake, plus everything. And everyone sits there going, oh my God, why did I do that? Same, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're so full, you can hardly move. You have to roll home. It's not a pleasant feeling.
So
Well,
maybe this year we can
yeah.
try a little bit harder and just try to eat a little bit less so we don't feel like stuffed gooses, whatever.
How
I
about
don't know.
that first cup of tea
Yeah, it's
after
good.
26 hours? The first cup of tea is like heaven
Yeah.
in a cup.
Okay, I'm going to take this out now because I want to show you what it looks like and how amazing it is. And I'm going to call Rummy in a minute when it cools down to taste it because I'm sure he would love to do that. I think we should actually offer someone a permanent job as a Monday morning cooking club taster.
Oh, who wants in? Who wants in?
I have to say that
Welcome to Michelle. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you're liking our Ulynik.
so you could actually leave it a little bit longer, but because I've rolled it so unevenly, or put it out, careful it's hot, Jess, you can see part of it is really well cooked and part of it is not. And I hope my mother's not looking at me judging the unevenness of my onion. But anyway, so what we're going to do, I mean,
I've got
just have a
such
look.
Demand for permanent tasters, I've got to tell you.
Like, this is what it looks like, right? And how it comes up from the tin. But what I'm going to do when it cools down a little bit is cut it into squares. And then if you find it too oily, which some people do, you can just put it on baking paper to get some of the oil out. But this is the most crispy part. In my family, everyone fights for the corners.
Do you mean absorbent paper?
What did I say?
Baking paper.
Oh, yeah, I did. Rewind that. I actually meant, what's it
Paper
called?
towel.
Paper towel.
Paper towel.
Paper towel. So I'll cut this in a second. Do you want to go back to some comments?
We've just been, apparently we're on a pedestal because Eliza says that she's a particularly deprived child and she'd like to move into the Monday Morning Cooking Club kitchen.
There's no bed.
Okay.
That looks superb.
So I just want to cut a little bit just so we can see what it looks like.
Oh, would like to welcome Jake to the filming. Welcome.
Thanks, guys.
What do you break the fast on?
Lots of colour.
Amazing.
So, oh, thanks, Jax. What I want to say about this Ulynik is that the recipe's on our website. So you just need to go to our website, which is mondaymorningcookingclub.com.au, where you can find so many great recipes. Just look up Polish potato cake and you'll find this one. But if you've got our books, it's in our first book, Monday Morning Cooking Club, The Food, The Stories, The Sisterhood. So,
This is the best. I like the little burnt bits that get stuck to the baking tray afterwards.
yeah, I've done such a great job of cutting it that I can't even cut it, can't even lift it up. So let's try again. So,
And Charmaine has said that the weight is piling on just looking at it.
on us, thanks. Yes. This is look, all I'll say to everybody out there who did ask for healthy things this week, this is the last week in the Jewish period of celebration. So we've had Jewish New Year last year, now we've got Yom Kippur, and,
Next week.
well, I don't think the big eating times are over. Marilyn says no, they're not. Over to Marilyn.
So we just
No,
keep on
the
eating.
eating continues, but next week we go al fresco and eat outdoors in a sukkah, which is, how do you describe the sukkah? A hut.
An open.
A hut.
Can
We're
anyone
just
give a
gonna
better
eat
description of a
outdoors.
sukkah?
We're just going to eat
Jackie?
outdoors and have outdoor food and have lots of fun and get together with friends and family all over again. And that festival lasts 8 days. And so there's a lot more freshmen.
So what do we eat on Sukkot? What special food?
Lulav and etrog.
You don't eat them.
You eat fruits, don't you?
Fruit. I don't think it matters as long as it's outdoors.
Okay. So here is the onion. I'm doing a really bad job of cutting it up. I just want you to know that.
I don't think it's going to matter. It's just going to be eaten anyway.
So I just want you to listen to this. And I'm only eating this just so you can hear it. I'm suffering for everybody, you see. Ready? So amazing. Who wants to come and have some?
Charmaine agrees with you. You can't worry about health issues with food while you're
Which piece is
over
best?
the festivals.
Yeah, the diet starts after Simchat Torah. I'm with you, Charmaine. Let's be diet buddies.
What do you think?
It's really good. The best I've ever had, actually.
These
It's
are
amazing.
not.
Nana's watching.
These are the non-paid actors that we have employed.
So good.
Amazing. Would you guys like to try?
I would like to try actually. Looks so crunchy.
Okay. So can I just talk about the onion again? So if you do make it and you decide to make it this week or any time, you can make it ahead of time. So make it at the day before or make it at lunchtime. Cut it up when it's cool and then just reheat it to serve. But make sure when you reheat, it reheats to sizzling. So the oil is like really, really sizzling. Otherwise, it's going to be soggy. And there's nothing worse than soggy onion. Anyway, I think that we are done today. Are there anyone else who's got anything to say before we sign off? Remember that we are Monday Morning Cooking Club live on Facebook, and to help us continue this cooking community that we've started on Monday and Tuesday mornings, we'd love you to please like our post and share it. The more you share it, the better it is for all of us to create this cooking community, because we love chatting to everybody out there. Yum.
I'm going to pop the second half of it back in the oven to get it
Okay.
really toasty.
And I'm going
That's
to
why
take
I'm
this. Bye.
See that, Nana?
So,
Signing out, everyone. Thanks for joining us this week, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
And
2
if,
weeks.
if you're a faster, this isn't the 5-2 diet. This is like the 364-1 diet. and have a really good fast.
yeah, wishing.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, we wish everybody who's fasting a good fast, and everyone who's not fasting, enjoy the day and think of us who are
and
fasting.
see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you all.